Hello, it's Tim and Lorraine from Fair Play Now on the 11th of July 2021, and we just thought we'd have our little couples sort of discussion, although it'll be Lorraine doing most of the talking probably today, just to get a bit of her perspective. So, you had a little bit of a disappointing one. You were going to go away next weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, meeting up with a group of friends, and then today somebody said that even though they don't have the track and trace app, somebody that they work with does, and they've just I think they've just tested positive of COVID. So that could mean they have anything, really.
Who knows?
So they put her down as somebody that's been in contact with them. So now she's having to isolate for 10 days. And so we've had to cancel our weekend, which is a bit disappointing. And so it's been rescheduled, hopefully for August. But what's to say the same thing won't happen again?
Yeah, all thanks to a certain little sort of test, which is proven not to be sort of 100% accurate or far from it. So yeah, I bet that was very disappointing for you. Yeah. So we went to sort of this little kind of cafeteria place near us today for a bit of lunch after standing in the park, and I overheard them, but you were a bit nearer, I think. So, well, actually, you weren't. You were sort of on my side of the table, but there you go.
But I was earwigging more, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably it. But
they were talking quite loud, and she was just saying how excited she was that at the end of the month she'll be going to Malta and getting away at last, and work have said she can go and what have you. And I was just thinking, well, that's all well and good, but that's what everyone thought about Portugal. And one of my friend's sons, off he went to Portugal, only to get there on the day that the government announced you have till Tuesday to get back, otherwise you have to self-isolate.
Yeah, and then everybody was panicking, weren't they?
Yeah. So, people are also really overjoyed that they're starting to travel again. Yeah. Without even thinking that when it comes to it, it might not actually happen.
It could be a disappointment.
I guess if you believe that things are going to get back to normal from the 19th of July, but even if we are back to normal here in this country, there's other countries that really aren't. Other countries that are actually being dictated to more than we are.
It's a two-way street, isn't it?
So you might well find that we'll be okay, but other countries will say, well, actually, we don't want people from the UK here.
Yeah, that's it. And then you get to these places, and a lot of them are even more strict and stringent on the restrictions than we are. And a lot of, I don't know about Malta, but a lot of these places you have to be all that business outside and on the beach and everything. So is that really going to be hugely enjoyable?
I suppose it depends how much you enjoy that whole situation.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It would annoy me. I mean, it annoys me here, so it would annoy me abroad.
Yeah, well, a lot of people would, like you were saying earlier.
I'd love the tan. I'd really love that shaped tan on my face. That would be amazing.
Yeah, well, this is tanned up, and then you've got a big white bit there. That'd be lovely.
Yeah.
That'd be the look of the summer, probably, if people do get away. Yeah, but you were saying, weren't you, earlier on, that so many people would probably be happy with that. Well, not with the tan thing, but with keeping that on all the time.
Yeah, and I think they have done surveys, and it's 50-50 at the minute. But I was in Sainsbury's the other day doing a spot of shopping, food shopping, things that we'd just forgotten to get in the usual shop. And there was only one person there who wasn't like that, and that was me. Everybody else, and that's fine. I don't mind that, but it's the people scurrying away from you. And I overheard somebody say you'd think she'd at least cover her mouth.
Oh dear.
I wasn't coughing, I wasn't sneezing, I wasn't singing, I wasn't talking to myself. I was just walking along picking items from the shopping.
Just totally normal.
Aisle.
Yeah.
A parent kept, because of how you go round a supermarket, so I kept coming into contact with not into contact, but we kept going around the same aisle as a family with kids, and she kept ushering her kids away from me because I am just a ball of germs, clearly.
Yeah.
But if I had a mask on, I would be okay to be.
You'd be all right, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. This week, I think a lot has annoyed me because oftentimes I'm like I do like get quite volatile, as you know.
Yeah.
But I like to just, plod along and each to their own and not let things get on top of me. But this week, I found a lot of things that irritated me.
Yeah, there's been
out
a lot
in the world.
There's been a lot to get annoyed about, I guess, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just continually, really.
Yeah.
And it's sort of one step forward, two steps back. I've seen reports that the old passport kind of situation that was off the cards last week, it's
now back on again.
Seems to be back on again.
And it's all that annoys me. And one of my friends said, just don't watch the news then. Don't watch the news. I go through to see what the mainstream are saying so that it gives me a bit of a heads up to the nonsense that's approaching. Because if suddenly we had passports for that, that would take me by surprise if I didn't know it was coming. So I go through and I have a look. And she said, you're making yourself worse by looking. Just don't look at it.
Yeah, well, you have to...
And I was just like... I don't know. Kind of that annoyed me. But then, as I said, this week a lot of things have annoyed me.
Yeah, you do have to keep up to date with it. I only sort of probably only spend about 5 minutes a day looking at the mainstream
like the main headlines.
And just go for a quick read if there's anything particularly stupid.
Because if all of a sudden we're not allowed in shops and pubs and restaurants and airports and all the rest of it, if we're just not allowed in those places, we have to know.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah.
It's quite important that you follow that sort of information.
Definitely, but so we had that, and obviously we've got the announcement. Well, they're going to announce about the 19th tomorrow, aren't they? And,
but even if they do announce tomorrow, that could all change by next week anyway.
Oh, exactly.
Just like Christmas, so whatever they say tomorrow, no matter how positive tomorrow is, you still won't know. And even if everything is positive on the 19th, you don't know what it's going to be like by the 1st of August.
Yeah, I know we've been down. Well, we've been here so many times, and quite a lot of sort of viewers have sort of left comments about that. Well, the 19th might happen, but by the autumn, the restrictions and lockdowns and everything else may well be back. So,
and I saw which, if they'd have asked us when lockdown happened, we would have said this anyway, but because nobody's been mixing, they've said that potentially the flu season will be worse this year if we're out of lockdown. Duh. But, you just think,
well, nobody's immune system has been getting their usual workout.
Of course that's going to happen, because if nobody's mixing and then all of a sudden everyone's mixing. And Twitty said, didn't he, that by locking down you're just prolonging it. Which is what I said in March 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're just kicking the can down the road. And we just need to sort of just finish with this nonsense. And if we're going to get the flu or going to get something else, or if you're going to get colds, let's just do it. I don't know. I don't want to sort of tempt fate, but I wouldn't mind having a cold just to give my immune system a bit of a workout. Yeah, because I haven't had anything. Literally haven't had anything for well over a year, so 18 months or something now, and whereas normally I'll get something, a couple of times a year probably, and you just think, is that starting to weaken my immune system?
So that when you do get something, you'll get it really badly.
Yeah, if I get a cold, it will be sort of 2-3 times worse than it would have been. So that's kind of a concern for me. But it's just... some weeks you're up and some weeks you're down.
Yeah, some weeks you're calm, some weeks you're angry.
Yeah, you had a bit of an angry week, haven't you, this week? But
don't rant, and another thing.
Yeah, that's it. Oh dear. So have you got anything else on your mind that you want to talk about?
Oh, can't think of anything just yet. Nice meeting at the park again, as always.
Yeah, we had a nice sort of meeting with. We were chatting for quite a long time to this lady from the Philippines, and weren't we? And
yeah, and she said that maybe in the next 5 years she'll think about just going home to stay.
Yeah, although well, this isn't 100% confirmed, but I've heard that the president or prime minister, sort of whatever of the Philippines, has sort of. He's basically saying, if you don't get the old...
yeah, she was saying about that, but she was saying...
You go to prison or something.
Yeah, she was saying, though, that where her family live, the whole family have said we're not having it, and quite a lot of the neighbours have. So I guess if they're all sticking together with that, that's going to be harder to enforce.
Yeah.
I think if that happened in this country, sadly enough, I think people would just have it out of fear. A lot of people would just have it out of fear.
I think so. Well, let's just hope it never gets to that point. But you just don't know, do you? In this day and age, anything could happen.
What the outcome will be.
But anyway, well, I guess we'll leave it there for now.
Yeah.
I've still got to catch up on Friday's edition of UK Column News, which I'll probably be watching instead of the footy. We're not really going to be doing that tonight, are we?
No.
Neither of us are particularly into it. Although, obviously, an England win would be sort of nice. Unless you're Italian watching this, and then you probably think an Italian win would be nice. But I'll probably look at the sort of thing at about the news at sort of 10, half 10, 11.
And actually, if they're watching the football next door and we win, we'll probably hear about it. We'll probably hear them cheering.
Yeah, that's true. Got the windows open.
Yeah.
But anyway, no doubt we'll see about that. But anyway, we'll leave it there for now. I'll sort of get Lorraine back on sometime in the fairly near future, but I'll definitely be back myself tomorrow. But we'll see you later. Tim and Lorraine from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.